We're going to be talking about gender, and there are actually 4 different types of gender we want to discuss. Number 1, we have the confident male, the comfortable male. 2, the comfortable female. And number 3, we have all of the above, both male and female. Now there are people who think that number 3 is universal, because they argue that everybody's a little bit male, a little bit female. Very true. Everybody that's born, as they're growing up, they are female until they choose the gender of male or female. So it's very true. But what we're talking about here is not the 1% or 2%. We're talking about the 50-50s, or the ones that are female trapped in a male body, male trapped in a female body. Because the absolute thing we must accept is that gender is not a choice of whether you have a dick or not. Gender is a choice of the mind. What we find is anatomically that transvestites that have been operated on after death, we found that there's a part of the brain that is actually larger in these people. There's an anatomical link to gender. It is not in the sex organs. It is in the mind. Sexual experience takes place in the mind. Gender takes place in the mind. Gender choice takes place in the mind. So we do have people who want to be male and female. We have a chick with a dick. We have the broad with the rod. We have the dish who has a wish. We have all these different types of things. And basically we have to accept the fact that there are people who want to have and maintain both sexes. We call this androgynous. Biologically, this is very true. We have what is known as hermaphrodites, people who are born with both sexes. Anatomically, as far as the sex organs go, but we also have people who are born with a different type of brain, and gender is not a choice of the sex organs. Gender is absolutely undeniably a choice of the mind. What is category 4, you might say? Category 4 is undeniably the homophobic. These are the people that have a high degree of fear around anything that's homosexual or any type of deviancy from the norm. Now we want to be able to express that this is often an irrational fear. Of all the 1, 2, 3, 4, there's only one that is defined as a real illness. That is number 4. An irrational fear is an illness. So the homophobic people, oftentimes they have their own sexuality issues they have not solved. They feel male and female. They feel then very threatened when they see male and females. Because what would actually happen if a choice 3, the bisexual, were to touch somebody? Very little. But the fear factor kicks in. The jealousy, the internal jealousy, the fear, the anxiety, the difference factor, and this drives the homophobia into deeper sickness. Homophobia is the sickness. So here we have the confident, comfortable male, the confident, comfortable female. We have the all of the above. And then the last category is the sick puppies, where they have the homophobic, the ones who are really afraid, because if they were to touch their own freedom of sexuality, it would hurt them. But in absolute truth, it does not.